Hello everybody. So it's time for me to rebuild my jet thing because this is obviously very beat up and ugly. And it's cracked right there. I could easily glue it and keep flying it. I don't know if you can see that. There you go. This airplane's been cracked in half like 2 or 3 times. It always cracks right along here, you can see it. Right in half all the way across the airplane. But the thing flies great. I could keep on flying it. A friend of mine really wants me to make him one because he likes the way it flies. This thing is so ugly, but everybody's like, oh my god, when it flies, they're just like, holy cow, I gotta have one of those. So I have a friend who really wants one, and I wanted to rebuild this one, and I'm extremely poor, so my friend Leo said that he would buy the material if I made him one. So I got 2 sheets of this Dow styrofoam, the blue stuff, from Lowe's, and I got a video showing you which one to buy and everything. So this is where we get the blue foam. It's right here. It's used for insulation in a wall. There's different thicknesses. This is really thick here. It's corrugated so it can fit together. It's a little too thick for the jet thing. This is the white foam. It's nice, but it's really too flimsy. And there's a lot of that. You can get blue foam in this really thick stuff here. This is super thick, you can see. That would be good for like doing noses and fuselages. You could really shape an airfoil out of it, make a nice wing. But that's not for the jet thing. For the jet thing, this is what I like. And you can see it's not very thick. What is it? Anyways, I'm gonna get 2 of these. So that's the only thing I saved from my original jet thing build. But I can use it for a template on my new one. I'm gonna have to make templates for the vertical stabilizers and for the fuselage pieces. But this will help. Hey Charlie, what's happening? Charlie? Okay, so I cut off one of the verticals and I made 4 more. As you can see here, there are now 4 more. And I got them all pretty close to the same. Charlie's like, screw this, let's get out of here. Let's go do something. He doesn't understand. I am doing something. So 4 of those. And I'll go ahead and make a template of it. So I've cut out all the pieces to make 2 new jet things. One for Leo, one for me. Unfortunately, I had to destroy the original. Oh well. Alright, so this is the center line, which you can see doesn't line up to where I thought my nose would be, but that's fine because that's all going to get reshaped anyways. This is where the original hole was for the prop on the original. I want to move it back about an inch because that's one of the things I learned with the original, that I wish I had moved the motor back a little bit further, because then the battery had to be so far back in order to get the CG right, you know? And I want to be able to put the battery a little further forward. And then what I did was from the center line, which I don't even know the center line to be exact, because all I had was that piece of paper, and I did 1/2 and then I did the other half, and that should be my center line. But from there I measured, what I did 17 centimeters from the center out to here, which is pretty close to where this edge of this was. This one's actually a little bit long. This side's just a little, like a hair short, but whatever. So the further in line is at 17 centimeters on each side. And that way I know where my sides are going to be. And then I know on the other side also where my verticals are going to be, because you want them all to be perfectly in line with each other. The motor's right here. I'm not too worried about thrust angle on a pusher airplane. I don't know if I should be, but I'm not, because I've never had an issue with a pusher type airplane with thrust angle, so I just line it up perfectly 90 degrees. And that's what I'm working on now, is trying to true this all out and figure out where my hole's going to be for my prop to go through. Alright, here's my original motor mount. Just a stick, it's got a GWS motor mount thing on there, and then I put some pieces of wood on the front of it with some, whatever you want to call those, T-nuts or blind nuts, and that holds the motor on. That's all homemade. And actually when I started I was just using that because I had a much smaller motor, but this works great. I'm going to reuse it. So, and then I put side braces from there down to the foam. I need to cut out the space here for the stick to glue into, and it needs to be kind of far back because this motor is monstrous. And then the prop adapter, and the prop's going to sit right in there. So that's the plan. Alright, so I made a mess of that. It didn't really go as well as I hoped it would, but it's ugly. But that's okay because I'll fill it in with epoxy, and I like to use a lot of epoxy on motor mounts anyways. I want it to be real strong, you know? But that'll work. Really can't do much else until I get the wing spars put in. So I have to go buy some carbon fiber. Yeah, thank you.